Well, I am beyond excited, grateful, and honored to introduce you to this week's speaker. Lee and I came into Unity at just about the same time, and in 2009, we became prayer chaplains together. And I have watched Lee spread her wings in service, always using her voice for the greater good. Lee was on the search committee that presented Reverend Christine to the church. She also served 2 consecutive 3-year terms on the board of trustees and was both vice president and president twice. Whoa, that's amazing. Yeah. Today you may see Lee at the greeters table periodically. She is also a worship assistant, and I would like everyone to welcome Lee with an open heart, wide arms, a big smile, and put your hands together.
Thank you, Deborah. Sorry. Well, I wasn't going to say this in the very beginning, but I feel like I need to. Wow. This energy in here today feels absolutely light-filled and shining. And I want to thank all of you for your presence right here. So, I am Lee, as you know. I am overjoyed to be here with all of you today, as well as our people online. Today's talk is about acts of kindness and shining our light. I am passionate about kindness, so be prepared to be amazed about the power of kindness and being beacons of light. These are my 3 intentions for today. That we make room for joy. I think we've done some of that already. We make room for laughter. We have done that as well, but more to come. And tune our hearts in to appreciate the many gifts of kindness. I also welcome you to shout out if something touches your soul, and I have a feeling that might happen today. Believe me, you are so welcome to do that. So will you join me on this journey of kindness? All right, woo! So did you know that kindness was beautifully interconnected with love and compassion? Therein lies the power of kindness. Can you imagine a world overflowing with love, compassion, and kindness? What a high vibration. I mean, we are doing some of this right now, and that vibration is amazing. And there will be more to come here and in this world. So, I have a quote I want to share with you. It's from, it's an anonymous quote, but it's from Random Acts of Kindness. And this quote really, really touched my soul. Kindness is the most important tool to spread love among humanity. Isn't that beautiful? Thank you. And you know, that really brought home to the fact that kindness is powerful, to spread love among humanity. So I'm going to ask you to join me as I repeat that again. And I'd like to look at this as a celebration. So feel free to tap your toes. Know that we're all together, our Unity family, right now. And with an open, compassionate heart, let's be together as I say this. You don't have to say it, but just be with me. Kindness is the most important tool to spread what, though? Love among humanity. And you are going to get a copy of that quote, by the way, just so you know. Okay, so the other thing is when we are kind, our vibration rises up. And the interesting thing about kindness, it has this thing called a ripple effect. So when I'm kind, I'm just going to pick on my friend Pam for a moment. I may inspire her to be kind, and then that spreads to Jose, and then that spreads to Deborah, and you've got this beautiful ripple effect, and you feel good, like it really can impact on people's lives. And the other thing I love is kindness can be a pathway to peace. And that's important, obviously, to be a pathway to peace. So as I continued to reflect on kindness, I remembered this song. It came out April 15th, 1965. I was little then, okay? But anyways, it was originally sung by Jackie DeShannon. And the name of this song is What the World Needs Now is Love. And I won't sing it. I wish I could, but I won't. I'm just going to say a couple of lines because we'll get to sing it later. What the world needs now is love. It goes on. Love, sweet love. It's the only thing there's just too little of. Love, sweet love. Not just for some, for everyone. Woohoo!
Sure you don't want us to sing it for you?
You'll get to sing it later. Carolyn, right? Right? We get to sing it later. I love the enthusiasm, but you will get to sing it.
Filling me with the Spirit.
Woohoo! So on our spiritual journey, our consciousness calls us to expand because we are fully spirit and we are fully human. So I needed to ask myself, how am I showing up outside of unity? I love being in unity. It's comfortable. People are amazing. However, how am I showing up in other communities? So I sat and asked myself that. And I said, am I being open-hearted? Am I showing my oneness with my brothers and sisters? People I don't know their names, what they do, where they work, that doesn't matter. But am I being open? And am I shining my light? And basically, am I being in service? Because I'm in service at Unity, like many of us. But am I being in service out in the world? Kindness is love in action. And yes, I do make a positive difference when I practice acts of kindness. We make a positive difference when we practice kindness. Many of us know of Marianne Williamson. She's been a spiritual teacher and an author for many years. And I love this quote. She said, "When you know what changes a heart, you know what changes the world." You'll get a copy of that as well. So I reflected on these ideas when I went into a meditation, and this is what evolved. When we are being kind in the world, this is what we are saying. I see you, I hear you, I behold the Christ light in you. That is powerful. Because I would imagine, and I don't need to see a show of hands, but sometimes we might feel a little invisible in this world at times. Can you imagine, too, if we didn't say the words, but we had those thoughts when we're out and about? Maybe we're at a grocery store, and you don't even say a word to someone. You just walk by thinking, I see you, I hear you, I behold the Christ in you, the Christ light. So now, it's, okay, so now is what I'm going to share with you when I went out in the world and said, okay, Lee, practice acts of kindness. So this is what happened. I went out to do errands, which I normally enjoy because I am retired and I have the luxury of time. Well, I don't know what was going on this day. I left my house, and as the day progressed with some errands, I felt more invisible. I felt out of alignment, and I could feel my anxiety rising up. And so I did a couple errands, and the world seemed so unfriendly. And I'm going, that's it. I'm going to throw the towel in, and I'm going home. But then I realized if I did that, I take all of this with me, low vibration going home. And I didn't want to do that either. So I sat in my car, and I took a breath, and I took a pause. I quieted that very loud ego. I relaxed my body temple, and I connected with Source. And in that prayerful pause, I knew I could choose differently. And so I made an intention. I said, my intention will be to practice kindness. My intuition will be, I will be guided by spirit. I will listen to my message. And thirdly, I will always ask someone if I can be of assistance. And if they say no, you know what? It's okay, because you've already activated that energy of kindness. And they may think about it later and go, wow, she really offered this or that. And maybe next time they might accept kindness. We just don't know. But it's not wasted that you asked and someone said no. Okay, all right. So I'm ready to step out of my car. And now I need Deborah's assistance. Now, make sure you tuck in. All right, but no, do it this way, like that. So the button's back. Make sure it's 3. And is it on there good? All right. I feel it's funny. All right. How do I look? So what this means, the reason I wanted to wear this, besides I love any type of sparkly tiara, etc., is that when I stepped out of my vehicle, my heart was starting to open again. I was starting to feel that shine, that light. So I step out of my car. I'm not wearing this, by the way. I just want you to know. But it's the idea. Excuse me 1 second. I think I got to push it back a little bit. Okay, there it'll stay. Okay. So within 20 seconds, my first divine appointment showed up. And I'm walking into a store, and I see this woman pulling into a parking spot. But there was a cart in the way. So I'm watching for a moment. A little social worker in me, too, I know. And she's not walking very well. She's holding the car as she's trying to get to the cart. And I yelled over, could I move that for you? And she's like, oh, yes, thank you. I'm feeling better. I'm like, okay, this is going good. I go into the store, and before too long, I see the same woman. And we're coming like this. And I'm going, my heart is open. My light is shining. This is the oneness. This is the connection. And this is what happened. Nothing. She didn't look at me. And for a moment, there was no connection. She didn't look at me. And I was thinking the ego going, mm-hmm. Of course, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm going, mm-hmm. And then I had a thought. You know, when you just, like, you pause for a moment, you lean back in. This is my thought. She might not have recognized me. I was a distance away from her when I offered help. And then I thought, what if she goes home and tells her granddaughter what happened? And the granddaughter said, a complete stranger helped you? And she said, yes. And the granddaughter says, now I know the project for my students, right? That ripple effect once again. And even if that didn't fit in that moment, my wobble, if you will, did not diminish kindness, okay? So now, I'm getting ready to leave the store, and I'm in line, and I'm looking around because I'm scanning for service. What can I offer? And I turn, there's a woman right behind me. I turn, and I notice she has a cane on her carriage, and then she's got a big box down below. So I said, oh, could I put that up on the counter for you? And she's like, oh, yes, dear, thank you so much. I do that. You ready for this one? The cashier thinks it's mine. She rings it in, and I looked back at the woman kind of sheepishly and still smiling, and she's like, it's okay, dear. But then you hear the intercom, aisle 3, immediately, we need assistance, manager, overring, right? So I'm remembering, this doesn't diminish the kindness, right? But the woman was very sweet. We got that all taken care of. So now I'm heading out the door, and my heart is open, and I am shining my light. So now I go to my last errand, which is my divine appointment number 3. Now, I typically don't like when doors crash into my being, so I try to hold the door for people. I'm very conscientious of that. And so it's not uncommon that I would do that. So I'm coming out of the post office, and I'm simply holding the door. Well, for some reason, I startled this woman, and then she startled me, and we just looked at each other. And I'm not saying this is the best thing to say. It just blurted out, "I'm practicing kindness." And she looked at me again, and I'm thinking, this is what she said to me. She said, "God bless you, dear." I was just feeling like that warmth just coursing through. I was just like, "You're welcome." And I get in my vehicle, and I'm just putting a few things away. And then I look up, and she's coming out of the post office. She is holding the door for a gentleman. She is beaming, her light is shining, and she looks at me, again, with this huge smile and winks at me. Could I ask for a more demonstration of the power of kindness circulating through, right? So what I realized, sometimes when you're off, you need a nap, right? But I'm out in the community. It wouldn't have worked out too well. So what I realized is in that moment, when you can literally take a breath and take a pause and remember how powerful we are. Because even when we forget, Spirit is with us. Source is always with us. And when we can remember that, we have the opportunity to birth amazing blessings. And without me having a huge wobble that day, I wouldn't have a lot of this to share with you. So I felt very, very fortunate that that really occurred to me. And I realized my power leaning back in. We're very powerful people. You know that, right? We're very powerful. Look at my tiara. We're very powerful. Okay, so let's see. So I think you know by now that kindness raises the energy of love and compassion. When our inner light is shining, we also have an opportunity for our outer light to shine, which can be a beacon for our brothers and sisters. In this mindset, I realized when we have a genuine intention, there is such a grace of ease about offering kindness. Even if there's a wobble, it's still a beautiful situation. And again, we are one with Source. We are in co-creation. And of course, I have to just mention our beloved Myrtle Fillmore, who often mentioned, God is in the midst of us. God is love in the midst of us. Okay. Whoops. Okay. So, I just want to make sure I'm on track here. Just give me one moment. Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry, what was that? Okay, so I want to share some affirmations for you that it's an anonymous source, and I found them really, really powerful. And I use them in my spiritual practice. So I'm going to say them. There's 3 affirmations, 3 truths, and then we're going to do this together. So please hear me first. I am light. I am free. I am one with Source. So in a moment, when you stand, I'm going to say each line first, and then we'll do that together, okay? So if you're able, please stand. Okay, and again, I'm going to say each line first. I am light. Together. I am light. I am free. Am free. I am one with Source. Together. I am one with Source. Thank you, and be seated. You guys did an awesome job with it. I could really feel you claiming that. That was beautiful. Okay. So I have another amazing quote to share with you. Again, it'll be on the handout. I just don't want you to worry because they're so good. I'd be trying to write it down. So this is from Pastor Max Lucado. He is a minister at Oak Hills Church in San Antonio, Texas. And if we can just remember for a moment, before I say this, let's just bring this in. We've talked about love. We've talked about compassion. We've talked about kindness. We've talked about shining our Christ light. Okay, so our heart is full. This is the quote. Kindness is a living prayer. It pulses outward and whispers, we are more than we imagined. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah. Okay. So, as I'm closing, this week, and I have to add, and beyond, as you are dancing on the bridge of kindness, let us make room for being loving kindness. There are unlimited, and I mean unlimited, opportunities to be kind. Let's say yes to a world that is calling for loving kindness, and be the light. And remember, we are more than we imagined. Thank you kindly, and namaste, Unity family. Thank you.